78 Sports TV here. Salute to the mighty LDBC. Smash the like button, hit the subscribe, turn on your notification bell so you'll be notified when I drop a new video. And if you're digging the video, go ahead and share this joint. So, I was just talking about this the other day on one of my Diddy videos, one of my live streams, I think it was, talking to you about the hypocrisy as it relates to how this country treats so-called black gangsters versus non-black gangsters. Now, this country has romanticized the mob. Since we've been kids, we all grew up on The Godfather and all these stories, and they depict the criminal underworld run by the Italians and Sicilians. They depict it as men of honor, men who live by certain codes of conduct. Yeah, they might unalive a lot of people and ruin families and rob people and, extort people and do all that stuff. But you know what? Somehow they're still just better than those black gangsters, The myth that the mob was against selling of narcotics and all this type of stuff, certain families were. But the fake myth that nobody in the mob pushed any illegal narcotics is ridiculous. Sammy the Bull Gravano, who is a notorious snitch, former Gambino underboss, famously snitched on John Gotti. He's linked to 19 hits, unalive 19 people, Sammy the Bull. But this man has been uplifted as some type of celebrity. He does guest appearances on people's shows, and they treat him. People they welcome him in. A man who ruined families, forever ruined families, right? Who got out of serious jail time for snitching on John Gotti, and he's welcomed in with open arms. I saw an interview with John Gotti, where Sammy the Bull, he was brought in to talk about Diddy. So he was on this channel, and this lady asked him what would happen. She was giving some background on as far as how Sammy was responsible for helping John Gotti get off his 1989 case, because Sammy paid the dude one of the jurors $60,000 or whatever. And then Sammy later on snitched on the same dude when he snitched on Gotti. So anyway, the lady was all smiles, listening to Sammy talk about like treating this man like he's the Pope or something, right? So anyway, they asked him about the Diddy situation. Sammy says, "This is disgusting. If this was the mob, we would have hit him. We would have unalived him. This guy's disgusting. We don't play around with guys hitting women. We don't do that. This guy's got some disgusting charges hitting on women." And I'm just like, wait a minute. You're taking the moral high ground over Diddy because Diddy did some disgusting things and, putting hands on Cassie for sure, putting on hands on other women. Sure. So I here charge him with domestic violence and call it a day. But you're here taking a moral position. A moral position is over Diddy as if you are somehow in the right. And you got 19 bodies under your belt that we know of. You unalived 19 people. And you were part of an organization that was responsible for the unaliving of thousands of people. Tens of thousands of people. Yet, you took a moral high ground to say that, in the mob, Diddy would never make it. He would never make it. Then, this is the part that really irritated me. This man says, Diddy makes all black men look bad. Oh, yeah, I was fuming. He said, Diddy makes black men look bad because he's black and he did this. So people are going to look at it like, they're going to look at it like what? Because you did what you did. Am I to look at all Italians as if they're all unalivers? They're all snitches and, all of them are in their 80s and still trying to pretend to be tough guys. It amazes me that Sammy the Bull and a lot of these other mafia snitches. These guys who got their own shows and stuff like this. It's just amazing to me how they can put their stuff in these high moral ground over. They always taking little slick jabs at black folks who get in trouble. Oh, see, in the mob, we would never let that happen. See, we would never. First, why do you keep saying we? You snitched. You snitched on your people. You're not a part of that no more. Don't you understand? You're not a part of that no more. What is you talking about? Unbelievable. But that's what they do. So yeah, he said that Diddy made all black men look bad. Well, that really irritated me because for one, Diddy is Diddy. Diddy does not represent all of black people. No, just like you don't, Sammy the Bull, you don't represent all of Italians. See, when a black person, that's the problem. That's how you know you're dealing with a racist. When a black person does something, somehow that's a representation of all black people. We all supposed to shun and, oh my God, we all supposed to put our hand in our face. Oh man. See, no. You think like that. The only way you should think like that is if you feel like these other people are more important than you. These other people are of a higher status than you. How, kind of how we was in slavery. Some come up missing, or even after slavery, during Jim Crow. Some come up missing. Oh man, hope no black person did it. Because we knew the consequences was they was going to come down on all of us. So Sammy the Bull is saying like that's still what's going on today, apparently. Because since Diddy beat up Cassie, somehow that's what black men look like. Listen, bro, ain't nobody who unalived 19 people, stole money from people, ruined families, children never see their fathers again. Ain't nobody like that is going to turn around and talk to me about code and standards, about ethics, morality. You're not going to talk to me about it. You don't have the right to put yourself on any more high ground over Diddy. This is one thing that used to irritate me because you have like these different people from different walks of life. Like even with like dudes and the dogs, right? People who, and those who, check me out on Patreon, patreon.com/78sports TV, you dig? But also I got Game Dog Talk Patreon, where we talk about the American Pit Bull Terrier and the history of the breed. But even with that, you have dudes who used to match dogs, okay? And matching dogs back in the day can get very brutal. Brutal. You know what I'm saying? Some people will call you a monster for even looking at dogs get matched, right? That's what they call you, a monster. How could you let the dogs do that? You're a monster. But those same people who used to do that will have the audacity to talk crazy about somebody who got too much doo-doo on the yard. I don't see how you could you did not take care of the dogs. You got doo-doo all over the yard. Bro, the hypocrisy is unbelievable. I'm telling you, people who live in a glass house be doing the most throwing the rocks. I mean, they throwing bricks. How do you brag about having matched dogs, right? That's part of the history of the breed. But then come out and openly criticize somebody for their kennel's too small for their dog. Oh, they it's too much doo-doo on the ground. And you put yourself in a moral high ground. Like they say, everybody needs a bad guy. Everybody needs to feel like it's somebody that they better than. Right? At least I ain't that bad. At least I ain't that bad. So yeah, Sammy the Bull and the rest of the mafia snitches can miss me with the cap. If this was about, if Diddy was being charged with domestic violence, or even making threats, you wouldn't even see no videos from me defending him. I don't think nobody would, because he's guilty of those things. But you're talking about racketeering. You're talking about all these ridiculous internet rumors that was floating around that everybody conveniently not talking about no more. Sammy the Bull was even in the interview repeating a lot of internet propaganda, stuff that's not even true. Oh, Diddy. Oh, I heard Diddy had this stuff. People saying stuff like Diddy had stuff in the baby oil. That's not true. The feds already said that's not true. Y'all said Diddy had celebrity freak-off tapes. That's what y'all said. The only tapes he got is him and Cassie doing the freaks with some male escorts and female escorts. So a lot of these rumors that y'all helped to spread for over a year has probably done irreversible damage to Diddy. Because now you got people they believe it. They don't even know what's the truth or what's fake no more. See what I'm saying? So anyway, that's my opinion on the matter. Make sure y'all check me out. Patreon.com/70 Sports TV. That's patreon.com/70 Sports TV. Come on over, get some of that good game. New videos uploaded this weekend. I'm up out of here. Deuces.